Alright, what's going on, guys? We're back with another Dokkan battle video. And today, so this morning we got information for some upcoming content coming to the game, right? No data download, nothing like that, right? So JP's got their maintenance. I believe it's tonight. Global's getting their maintenance tomorrow night. So we should see a data download maybe on the JP side after they come out of maintenance tomorrow morning. If not, then we'll see something once Global comes out of maintenance Tuesday morning. You know, so we'll be on the lookout to see what's in the data download and what kind of content is actually being pushed out. But for right now, this is actually some news that's been put in game for information on upcoming content. So we've got the new stage for the support memory boost, another stage for the Daima story mode. And then this is the big one here. So the prime battle for the LRTN is getting its adjustment, right? It's adding a category bonus. And with this, they don't explicitly say it here, which is why I think the data download is going to be pretty important. Typically when they do this, these characters easy A. So we could be looking at LRTN prime battle getting his easy A, right? So the category bonus is great because it adds it in there to the event where if you don't have him yet, you know, you didn't want to do the grind to get all the medals to be able to awaken him to LR, it makes it a lot easier to get that done. If you want the, you know, to go the free-to-play route, the not super easy, but the longer grind, you know, to get a second copy in order to get his full SA, you can do that as well. A lot easier. You know, unless you just like to use Kais. I like to just use Kais because I don't like the grind. It takes too long for these to come back for me to want to go through that twice. So I totally get it if you've already, you know, done it once and you've called it quits. But if you have not done this yet, especially those that are like newer players, this will make this much easier for you to get this unit. Yeah, so preparations for that, for the support memory boost stage. Let's see, starting from the 10th, you'll not be able to access it, but okay. So the starting on the 10th is the preparation period. So the day that Global comes out of maintenance. Sure. So usually a couple days after that, it usually comes up and comes back and comes live. So that's when we'll probably see the easy A for this right towards the end of next week. But again, wait for the data downloads. They'll give you all the information you need. So with this, just want to kind of look at all this content stuff and then kind of go over maybe some thoughts about this here, the whole TN thing. You know, could this lead into what the part 2 LR is going to be? Possibly. So we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. But first, the support memory boost. So the support memory boost stage, it doesn't let us know which stage it is or what memory is getting boosted. But, you know, if we look through these, anything to do with, you know, the celebration, what's going on is the, you know, mission execution, Earthbred fighters, stuff like that, Dragon Ball Seekers. I mean, it could really be anything that deals with those. Let's see, what do we have for these? I mean, I doubt it'd be any of those. Those are all Planet Namek. I mean, Extreme Class, maybe. I mean, Ginyu Easy Aid, right? So we could see the quote-unquote Easy A for a support memory for Ginyu. I mean, Rapid Growth, Android Cell Saga. Yeah, I mean, it really is a coin flip on which one of these it is or which one it could be. It really just depends on what kind of fits the theme of what's going on. And sometimes it's just completely out of left field. So, yeah, it could really just be anybody's guess on what it's going to be. I mean, maybe that Ginyu one would make a lot of sense. But yeah, I don't see anything that's like definitive, like stands out like, oh yeah, it's definitely this one, right? Because there's no mission execution support memory. So again, really could be anything. We'll know again with the data download. It should have everything in there for what we're looking forward to with this. So let's move on to the big stuff here. So the TN, right? The LR Prime Battle Tien. He's getting his revamp for his event here to make it a little bit easier to get the medals, right? So going through here, you know, this is just the fights for everything. Tien is a great character. I wish he'd get a little more representation. I hope that they do really well with this unit here. You know, a lot of the Earthlings I think need a little bit more love in this game. So I like Tien. I think he's pretty cool. Definitely needs a little bit of help here. Let's see, the basic, you know, just make this, what, by 200, 250, whatever. Get rid of the 10 turns. Just make it key +3, attack and defense, whatever. You know, little changes here and there that you can do to make this character much, much better. And then, yeah, if you look over here, the medals, right? You need 777 of these. It's such a grind. It is such a pain to get that done. So adding in the category bonus to his event makes this worlds easier, much faster to get it done. Other than that, you're just grinding out, and it takes you forever. But yeah, let's see. So he's got this. Loss of damage. Enemy lowers attack. Greatly raise attack for 1 turn. Cost of damage. Sacrifice 5 HP. My dogs are having a field day in the background. Please ignore that. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be good. I hope that they make his EZA really good. He's very deserving of it. But yeah, so looking forward to that. But let's talk about what the implications of this is and what this could mean. So if we look at Tao, right? Tao's kind of he was the main Dokkan Fest of the celebration. He introduced a new category. We're looking at the mission execution, Earthbred fighters. Tien fits that category, right? So he is an Earthbred fighter and he's an Earthling. So, you know, with those two categories here, he's on the full lead for Tao. So that already right there is off to a good start. But when we're looking at these categories here, that's where we can kind of look into what we think might be coming next. Usually they're usually pretty linked, right? So mission execution or Earthbred fighter or even a Dragon Ball Seeker style character could be on the table. So, you know, looking at mission execution, obviously we got Mercenary Tao, we got General Blue. Then we got the EZA for the Ginyu, the Raccoon Goldo, and the Jason Birder. I don't know really something explicitly from this that it could be. I mean, if we look at the banner, right, we saw Yamcha, we saw the Gammas, and we saw Ginyu. These are all very viable characters to get their EZAs. Ginyu already got his. So now we're looking at Yamcha and we're looking at the Gammas here. So we could, you know, if Dokkan really wanted to be generous, see 3 more EZAs. They could do all 3 of these guys. But I think at the very least, now with Tien getting his EZA, that being thrown into the mix, I think that adds a big chance that Yamcha is going to get his, right? I know people are already talking about it. You know, this is something that we already thought could happen, but this whole Tien LR Prime Battle revamp thing kind of just adds more fuel to the fire for this one. So think Yamcha's going to be getting his EZA. When it comes to the thoughts for a Part 2 LR, I want to try to think mission execution and then maybe even Saiyan Saga, right? If we're looking at Tien, Earthbred fighter, right? He still fits Tao's category with Earthbred fighter. Saiyan Saga ends up being that link. You look into here, I mean, you see people like Nappa. You know, Nappa could be it. He's mission execution. Krillin, LR Krillin. I would be very happy to see that. I think Krillin definitely needs his LR. I mean, I'd rather it be a Dokkan Fest LR, to be honest. But he needs some love in that area. I mean, there's Raditz. You could definitely see, hopefully, in a better version of what this was. You know, those are some thoughts that I'm seeing get thrown around. Those are some of the thoughts that I'm having with, you know, the possibilities of it. And then we look at the Earthbred Fighters category, and there's so many options for this. It's stupid. But, you know, there's so many characters that they could go with here based off of what the categories are, you know, mission execution, Earthbred Fighters. But if we try to find something that synergistically has a lot of connection or connective tissue here, I think we could be looking at Saiyan Saga, because it's going to go from, you know, that Dragon Ball Saga, introducing the new category, kind of having a leeway into Tien getting his Easy A, into Yamcha getting his Easy A, into the part 2 being something from here. I think could be a very, very good chance. So I'm pulling for this. I think Saiyan Saga needs a little bit more, so I'm looking for this. My vote is either a Krillin or a Nappa. That's what I would like to see the most. Raditz, sure. I definitely think he could use an LR, but right now I'm looking more towards Nappa and more towards Krillin. Hopefully more Krillin than Nappa, but you know, that's neither here nor there. You know, because both of them would fit. Well, actually, Krillin would be the only one to fit the full lead. Nappa wouldn't. Nappa would only get the 170 because he's not an Earthling or Dragon Ball Seeker. He's just mission execution. So, yeah, so those are my thoughts. That's kind of what I wanted to discuss this morning after seeing this announcement come out about the content coming out. You know, it just opens up a big door for our main Yamcha here to get his Easy A. You know, it brought more to that. We already kind of figured it might because he was on the banner, but this definitely fuels that fire. So, yeah, I think that's really going to do it for the video today. You know, don't want to go too crazy on this. You know, we'll do a whole speculation video on who the Part 2 LR might be, you know, kind of later on, but this is kind of my stepping stones into what I'm thinking and kind of how my mind's working right now. So, yeah, I think that's going to do it for the video today, guys. So, upcoming content, remember, JP's got their maintenance tonight. Global has theirs tomorrow night, and then we'll definitely have a data download somewhere in between that time frame to know what's coming up next, and I will be sure to let y'all know. So, if you guys stuck around to the end of the video, I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with me. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the upcoming content. Let me know your thoughts on LRTN. What do you want to see from him? Are you hoping that they make him super busted? Do you really not care? Do you already have him grinded out, or you have to work on those now with the category bonus? And then what do you think about the possibility of a Saiyan Saga Part 2 LR? Let me know your thoughts. Like, subscribe, do the thing, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya!